Hello everyone, welcome to chapter 42 in RLDR Custom Creation YouTube channel, and today we're going to talk about a tool. Not that kind of tool, silly, this kind of tool. We're going to talk a little bit about setting up a sander. Join me. Hello everyone, and like I said in the intro, we're going to be talking about setting up this disc sander today. Just thought I'd share a little bit of the process of what I'm doing in my shop. So you can tell by the way this is shot, in fact in the intro I'm kind of squeezed out of frame. I am in a very tight place in my shop, one of the problem areas. And it's an area that I'm going to tackle over the next number of months. So where the camera's standing now, it's standing on an old workbench that is going to become a section of cabinets. It's going to be a little narrower, so I'll gain about 6 inches of room there, and it's going to go all the way to the wall over there, and that go-bar deck will come out. Yes, we are going to talk guitars at some point, yet I'm just not there yet. And we're going to make it more livable back here. I want to set up my sharpener for turning here as well. I bought a new one about a month ago. I've got some other little treats. That's going to be another video. I think you'll enjoy it because I know I'm going to enjoy making it. So anyway, today we're going to talk a little bit about my approach to setting up this shop. Now, I should explain, something happened this year to me that I never expected. I ended up teaching in here the better part of the winter with different groups. My Tuesday afternoon student group started coming every Tuesday afternoon at the beginning of February. So that's been really cool. I've always enjoyed working with youngsters, and these guys are fantastic. It's been a lot of fun. The other thing that happened to me is the Turning Club in Saskatoon, now that Lee Valley has moved and they no longer have their seminar room, it's very difficult for them to host classes. So the Turning Club, the instructors that like to teach classes there, they've approached me about turning out in wall time because, yeah, I know, I have 10 lathes. I know, it's like going to an AA meeting, you say that. Hi, my name is Glenn, I've got 10 lathes. So anyway, I've had more people in here than I expected. It's been a lot of fun. And I think there's more potential for that next year. So what I need to do to make my shop better able to accommodate people is I need to take my benchtop tools that I managed to accumulate over the years and turn them into stationary tools. Now, I already showed you the oscillating spindle sander. That's been working great, and you can tell by the sawdust on it that, excuse me, it's been getting used quite a bit. My disc sander was the next thing. These things used to sit on the same stand. An interesting story about that stand, I had to tear this thing off of it about 2 weeks ago because one of the students at a Hub City Turner class came out here with his brand new Rikon lathe still in a box, and we tried various things, but in the end we ended up taking this off that metal stand and using it to put his lathe on. So now I hauled that to my storage garage, and that's going to be my lathe stand if somebody runs into the same situation again in the future. So I needed to make a stand for this. So and I'm sorry I have to kind of be on my knees here to do this because this is the only way I can shoot this in this tight space. This stand is basically 5/8 MDF that I had left over from a shelving project that I made for our basement in our house 20 years ago. And then through various renovations, and I developed our basement, I ripped it out, and I didn't have room to keep it, but I did. So I would encourage you, if you have material like sheet goods or panels you've glued up, keep them, because you never know when you're going to use them. Size of this thing, The top is square, 16 by 16, exactly like that one. So it's a nice base, like it's very sturdy. I maybe need to put a wedge under, or maybe I should have put feet under, but I can't find my feet. So when I find them, I maybe will tip this over and put feet on it to level it properly. But until then, I'll probably just cut a wedge. The height, I believe, is, what's the height? 32.5 inches. So what happened here is, the reason I made it that height is I wanted these two surfaces to line up. And I think I goofed on one account. When I tightened this onto the stand, the rubber mounts here collapsed a little bit, and it's not quite perfect. But I might just have to deal with that yet and make that, because it might need to be here to have them that close together. This is all built using, the case itself, rabbet joints. And for those of you who are not sure what a rabbet joint is, it's just one piece fitting into another like that. There's a groove cut here, or a rabbet, and this piece just fits in. So these two sides have the rabbets on them. These two sides just fit in. So that was easy. The door I just cut out of this front panel, and it's a little tighter than I'd like it to be, because this piano hinge is taking up more space than I thought it would. So there's basically a saw blade cut like 1/8 all the way around. And that worked out super well. The shelves, did I say that already? I will say it again. Those are all dado joints. So these are 5/8 shelves. The interesting thing is, I put this bull nose on the shelf when I built the shelf. Well, I just made sure the bull nose was to the front, and it makes it look like I did more work than I really did. So the handle I had, the piano hinge I bought 2 feet at Home Depot, and there's a magnetic catch on here, but it's really a little tight, but I don't think that's a problem. I'm going to use it like this. If it gets to be a problem, I'll fix it. Oh, that's hard on the feet. And the paint, my wife did a really good job of matching color here. It looks pretty good. And that's not that big a deal if it's not perfect. How this is put together, this is just glued, air nailed, and then I took a round over bit and just eased all the edges. So it feels very much like, say, the stand on my bandsaw, which is a king, and that's the stand it came with, and it's nice and rounded. It feels good too. So that's all I did. It's important for me to get my benchtop tools to stand individually, because I'm going to have 2 students working here. They'll probably both machines running at the same time, and that's going to lead to some dust collection. That'll be in a future video, because I will hook this up. You can see by the dust on there that definitely needs to be collected from. This disc sander has nice pads here, and I didn't feel like putting bolts through. So this is a piece of equipment that I bought when the school was liquidating most of the equipment that I had bought in the early part of my career. I would scrimp and save and talk to people, and I managed to accumulate a fair amount of equipment. And now a lot of it sits in here, because when they put new equipment in our shop, I just bought all this stuff because I knew it. It was like, it was mine, kind of. So I bought it. I don't know what I paid for this thing. It was ridiculously cheap. But so I built a bracket across here, and just 2 1/2-inch bolts go through here. And then there's just a flat washer, lock washer, and a 1/2-inch nut that holds it on the bottom here. And it's nice and sturdy. That's the other thing I like about permanently mounting a tool. I think when you work with kids, or even other adults, other people using your shop, they are not woodworking experts, otherwise they wouldn't be here. So things need to be safe, they need to be secure, and basically my shop it'll be just like running another school shop. So I'm familiar with doing that setup, and that's what I'm going to do. So that basically takes care of why I did this and the details. Yeah, in fact, this MDF, it had gotten a little bit of water on it, and some of it was kind of swelled, which they always assured us MDF would never do when it came out as a new material 30 years ago. And so with a thickness sander, though, that's not a problem. I just sanded it back to 5/8 and away we go. So I think this is going to work out really nicely. I look forward to the day when I can get this whole backside of the shop here organized and set up properly instead of just things piled in here. And I think that's about it for this discovery today. Maybe one thing I should mention, if I had it to do again, I made these shelves 6 inches apart in between. That's not enough. Okay, like for my, for the roll for the thickness sander, it's 5 inches, it's perfect. But for the oscillating belt sander over there, those belts I think are just a little over 6 inches wide, and they don't fit in here. But the top is a little bigger, so I just put them on their side and slide them in. Eventually, even my, what are they, 9x11s, my flats, sandpaper flats, will go in here as well, but I can't find them now because I don't know where they are. I know I have everything from 60 to 220 grit in those sizes, but I can't find it. It's around here someplace. I'll eventually find it and put it in here. But yeah, you can see there's a line in there from its other life, but I love it. It works great. Now the next thing for this area here will be dust collection. We had already run power here, so it's all good. So anyway, if you like this kind of content, please subscribe. I noticed that I talked about this. Oh, my feet are so sore. I talked about this in my last video. When I watch videos or YouTube on a smart TV, I'm not even sure how you subscribe. So try to find out. I'm going to learn how to do that too. And because it would sure help if we could get a few subscriptions and grow this channel. There's going to be all kinds of different content, and maybe that's a mistake on my part. But yeah, if you're into woodworking, hang in there. That's gonna come to dominate this channel as I get some of my other retirement projects done. And I think I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag a little bit here. I think towards the end of June, because that'll be exactly a year that I've been retired, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of a retirement video, and just to let some of my colleagues who are getting close know what they're up against in the end. So anyway, I didn't expect to get into the shop this is Sunday and shoot this video, because if I get it edited tonight yet and up tomorrow, I'm pretty much back on schedule. So hopefully the new iPhone did everything the way I hoped it did, and away we go. So have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you towards the end of next week. I'm not even sure what the topic's going to be yet, but we'll figure something out. So have an awesome week, and there'll be another video towards the end of next week. So take care.